held off the Browns and got a much-needed win, even if there weren't a lot of style points. But this was the moment that is getting all of the attention. Nick Sirianni, who heard boos in the game, yelling at the game's end and gesturing toward a group of fans. This went on a little bit here. Here was Sirianni's post-game news conference when asked about
off the crowd when they cheer for us. That's all I'll say. Like, when our crowd cheers for us, we thrive off them, and we hear them when they boo. We don't necessarily like it. I don't think that's productive for anybody. But when they cheer for us and when we got them rolling, we love it.
Oh, good God, shut up. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't just not say this now, okay? You do not in life get to choose the parts of things you like and you don't like. If you're not ready to be booed, then I'm telling you right now, don't be the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a job that people would give what would people give? Your dad was the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles for a long time. It was one of the proudest things of his entire life to his dying day, and so everybody would be. Yep. You know what? If your team doesn't play well, you're going to get booed sometimes, and if that's what you're worried about, then you're thinking about all the wrong things. Picking a fight with your own fans is the absolute worst thing a coach can do. You want to talk about not very productive? He's saying, well, I don't think it's very productive if the fans are booing us. How productive is it for you to be worrying about that when your team is barely beating what looks like the worst team in the entire NFL? So what I would say is, when the coach gets up there and says afterwards, well, I don't like it when they boo us, but I love it when they cheer us, you're basically telling me I only want the fun parts of this job and I don't want the tough parts. Well, that's not a real tough sounding reaction to me. So it seems to me they need a completely different attitude when it comes to that. And I'm not sitting here saying fire the coach. I'm saying the coach needs to look at himself in the mirror and say, what the actual heck was I thinking yesterday? D. Wood.
Bro, that was clown behavior. He looked like, Nick Sirianni looked like an absolute clown doing all of that. I mean, the fact that you're going to sit up there and argue with people who spend their hard-earned money to come watch you play. If you don't put out a good performance, guess what? They have every right to boo you. And you need to take that, because that's part of your job as a head coach. You can't have it one way or the other. It's an all-encompassing job. And for you to sit there and then have your kids in the post game to kind of deflect from, reporters trying to come after you, it's lame, it's weak, he's a clown, it just looks ridiculous. Oh, by the way, you barely beat the Cleveland Browns at home, so don't give me any of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, 100% right. And part of your job as a head coach, when you get hired as a head coach, you got to connect with your fan base. That's what the good head coaches, they connect with their fan base. This part of us. And yeah, things don't go well and things, they're going to boo and they're disappointed. But you can't sit back and oh no, if you guys are with us, that's great. It's almost like the dude saying about the taking the receipts.
Yeah.
How'd that look?
Robert Saleh.
Did you connect with the fan base or not?
Right.
To me, it's important that you connect with them. This is atrocious, and especially in Philly. By the way, they boo Santa Claus. So get over yourself.
I always knew that they were going to miss Jason Kelce on the field. He misses Jason Kelce in his leadership. Jason Kelce was one of the greatest representations of an Eagle when it came to understanding the fan base. When we're great, there's no one that's going to cheer for you more. And when you stink, they're going to tell you and let you know that you stink. And he embraced both elements of that as good as you can. And I never thought that his absence would make the coach lose sight of that. You know what the fans hate in any fan base, but certainly in Philadelphia? When you as the coach or player express to them that you believe you're more important and better than them.
Yeah.
And that's what his behavior does. He's telling the Eagles fans, and he's acting to the Eagles fans, that I'm better than you and you're beneath me. In that city, I'm not from there. My wife is from there. In that city, that doesn't fly. That they don't want you as the coach or a player to come across that you think you're better than them or that you don't need them. That fan base truly believes that they are part of the wins and losses. They hang on a week-to-week basis, wins and losses, like it's a fabric of their life. And for him to come across that way, he's lost vision.
And you know what, as a head coach, the fans, they're part of your team. They're part of your team.
Absolutely.
And that's
the 54th player.
Oh, trust me. Like, there's so many times when I remember sitting on the sideline and I'm hearing our fans and all that. I'm like, there ain't anybody beating us today.
Right.
Because all of us collectively together, our football team, all that, and the fans are with you. But you can't tell them, oh, but if we have a disagreement and things like that, we're,
You said,
don't boo, whatever. It's so
booing's not
stupid.
productive.
And you're talking about that team right there. Like, Buddy Ryan, the head coach there, man, they might not have won every game. But I'll be damned, they stood for something.
No
and
doubt.
it was like, no, we're going to be the toughest team. We got the toughest fans in the National Football League. And they embodied it. They loved the old man. Why? Because he connected with them.
Yeah.